Hi. So, we're continuing with the Gabbie Hanna saga. I filmed part 1 this morning, and since I'm not doing anything else today, let's do part 2.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of 30-year-olds on YouTube need to grow the fuck up. But let's be honest, these YouTubers aren't 30. Mentally, they're still 15. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Jeffrey. But surprisingly, Jeffree Star is nowhere to be seen in this drama. I know. Shocking. But I'm sure he'll turn up eventually. I mean, really, it's just a matter of time. But no, today we're going to be talking about Gabbie Hanna, or as many of you may know her
Damn, she's 29. I had no idea.
as the monster. I feel like Gabbie is one of those influencers. That's a stretch. Internet personalities that you constantly hear about, but also kind of know nothing about. I do still enjoy all
Oh, yeah. That's so true.
of the TikToks about her, though.
I'm not going to show you the facts and the evidence because I'm 29 fucking years old. And I'm not going to sit down and make a video with screenshots exposing my bullies. These are bullies. These are high school fucking bullies. And they want to come at me and say you're 29 years old and how you're acting? Fuck you.
Man, I love my generation.
Oh, wow.
So today I'm going to take some time to explain who she is,
Had no idea that was a thing.
all the controversies she's been in, because trust me, there's a lot, and why she's still relevant today. Though relevant is also a stretch, but maybe I'm just being a bully. A high school
fucking
bully. Her large platform on YouTube was what ended up getting her into her first controversy in 2017 with another YouTuber by the name of Rice Gum. Honestly, hearing the name Rice Gum in 2020 does kind of make the word irrelevant repeat itself over and over in my head.
Irrelevant now, but hey, irrelevant, like irrelevant because they're irrelevant.
But this is the first time we see
I'm pretty sure he's doing that, like, hype house thing with Mike from Logan Paul's podcast. I think. We'll look into him soon.
Gabbie take her habit of stretching the truth and applying it to something she probably shouldn't, like assault. See, the sum of the situation is that at a party in 2017, Gabbie approached Rice Gum, filming him and asking to make a rap battle or something. However, in the aftermath of the situation, Gabbie claimed that a lot more happened. For one, Gabbie claimed that Rice had also broken her back camera.
Again, the back camera's broken.
But she took a bunch of pictures with her back camera, so, like, that's not true. Now, obviously, assault is a huge problem and a serious accusation, and I'm a large supporter of believe all women, but when we get into the evidence of the situation, it gets a little bit sticky is all. See, this was in the middle of a huge party, and no one backed her up with these claims. In fact, someone did come out, but they were defending Rice Gum, saying that the max that had happened was a little tug of war with the phone.
Did I see him hit her? Definitely not. Did he twist her arm? Definitely not. He wasn't pinning her down. He didn't hit her. He didn't twist her arm. I would say honestly that this was just, it was more of like a tug of war between, grabbing the phone, and he slammed the phone down and broke it.
But honestly, none of these sources are very credible, so it's kind of hard to draw any conclusions from this event. With the monster memes spreading all over the internet, I think this is the first time that Gabbie entered a wider range of public consciousness, full of people who, unfortunately for her, had good senses of humor.
What if I'm the monster?
See, for a while before this meme, Gabbie had been releasing music
2018 was a good meme year, dude. I'm pretty sure Pewdiepie did something too. We're gonna look at that real quick. And in terms of the Rice Gum thing, yeah, I still stand by it. He's still a piece of shit. That whole situation, that was really bad.
I be flossing.
Oh god, I remember this.
I be flossing.
Did I like this video? No.
I be flossing. I be flossing.
We get it, bro. You're flossing.
Genius needs to be stopped. It's time to stop. Everyone up. The hit is the slang.
Like a manager standpoint, they think that they're taking advantage of me.
Come on, you can sue everyone. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. Please don't sue me, though. This is the real reason no one flossed during Ninja's. They just didn't want to get copyright strike. I'm not falling for that. I'm not doing the floss. That's copyrighted.
Oh god, I remember that.
So used to goodbyes, there's comfort in the sound. Maybe I'm the monster.
I know this is a kind of a dead meme, The whole, maybe I'm the monster.
Maybe
Oh, it's like a month after.
But it's so goddamn good. Literally sounds like the beginning of a American Idol
in the
audition.
bed that I made all alone.
It's funny, because it's true.
Really, they don't know what I made of.
Really, they don't know. Woohoo!
Why is Squidward in the back right here? I stopped watching Pewds around this time. 2019, yeah. I watched him from like mid 2017 throughout 2018, and then kind of saw what he was up to in 2019, but then I just kind of like stopped. Just check out what he's up to now. We'll see.
What I'm made of. Maybe I don't know.
Really, they don't know what I made of. So that line, people want to talk when I'm not around to hear, means a few things. One is obviously like gossip and rumors, but a lot of it cut you out is when people can't just confront each other. I don't really sometimes really talking amongst each other. You don't know what I got. Like I'm tougher than you think, but it also.
Shut the fuck up. People want to talk when I'm not around to hear. Really, they don't know what I mean. How much meaning can you fit into this?
I'm tougher than you think, but it also was supposed to be a deeper meaning on DNA.
What DNA are you talking about?
Maybe
Inside my DNA.
I'm the monster.
I don't want to be too harsh on Gabbie. I mean, everyone's being really mean in the comments, going like, oh, she can't sing, blah, blah, blah. I mean, let's be real here. So many artists can't sing, and that hasn't stopped anyone. So keep doing what you're doing, Gabbie, because the memes are great.
Oh, he only did a couple. Interesting. Okay, back to this.
See, for a while before this meme, Gabbie had been releasing music for a long time. It's always been a goal of hers. But in 2018, she released the song Monster and made the mistake of going onto Genius to explain the lyrics. But to be honest, I think we all really needed her explanation.
Being in the bed that I made all alone. Obviously, nobody else is here with me in this bed.
Sorry, but Billie Eilish is quaking.
I'm the monster.
It's so good. And because of the public acknowledgement of everything that was going on, this made her future scandals much more public. And a scandal, of course, was quick to follow when Gabbie decided to promote Kenza Cosmetics, a makeup brush scam. It was a scam. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and this is a really vulnerable moment for me, so yeah, I fell for the scam.
Aww.
I fell for the fucking scam. But to be fair, I fell for it not because of
We've all fallen for a little bit of scammer. We've all fallen for a scammer too. It's all good.
Gabbie, but because of a really pretty Instagram girl I follow named Pacifist, and pretty Instagram girls are the death of me. Why else would I have
Same here.
so much shit from Yes Style? But the point is, these brushes are crap. They're really just not good. I mean, this shit is about to fall off. Like, they're so bad.
Bro, just get your brushes from CVS. That's what I do.
But instead of apologizing to her fans that had fallen victim to the scam, Gabbie blamed her fans for having excessive expectations and saying that they got what they paid for.
Manage your expectations a little bit.
Even though she said these
It still blows my mind that she said it like that. Jesus Christ. Optics, Gabbie, optics.
were supposed to be worth like $80. I wasted my money. I wasted my fucking money. But it's fine. We're fine. It's totally fine. I'm also a little bit stupid. Still, I don't know why I'm wasting my breath on makeup brushes when the next big controversy Gabbie got into involved the kitchen floor. Seriously, when you get called out in a Trisha Paytas kitchen floor video, I don't think there's a recovery period. Now, Trish is an interesting YouTube figure. If you don't know who she is, she prides herself on her trolling capabilities and her intelligence.
Dogs can't talk. So do they have brains?
And she's known for her mukbangs and kitchen floor breakdown videos. But to be honest, I don't really pay attention to those because there's like way too many of them. But I ended up hearing about this drama in November of 2019 when Gabbie Hanna's controversies spread throughout the internet.
So, like, everything went down around the same time then for her. I don't know. I wonder why she... I don't know. Okay. Let's just keep watching.
Like an infectious disease. Do you get it? Because infectious disease... You'll get it in a second. Don't worry. You'll get it. See, Gabbie had, for multiple years, been hearing that Trish didn't trust her or like her, and that she had badmouthed her behind her back on multiple occasions. So, upon hearing this once again, Gabbie decided to confront Trisha Paytas. According to Trish, the conversations got heated to the point where Trish had to ask her to stop texting her about it, blocking her number, and then uploading the video, Why I Don't Trust Gabbie Hanna. In this video, Trisha recounts the time in which Gabbie interfered in a relationship with Jason Nash, which had begun in 2017 and has since ended. Now, when Trisha and Jason first got together in 2017, both Gabbie and Jason were part of an internet group called the Vlog
It all comes back to the Vlog Squad.
Run by David Dobrik. Gabbie has since left the group in a controversy that has less evidence behind it, so I didn't really talk about it. But anyway, at the time, Gabbie had heard a rumor that Trisha Paytas had genital herpes. And upon learning that Jason and Trisha had gotten together, Gabbie decided to disclose this information to Jason.
She goes, if you think it's low to tell people you heard about an incurable disease, KK, you have an issue for real. Yes, because an incurable disease that I don't have, that you don't know I have, that you have no right to tell someone I have. This is a story that happened years ago, and I'm going to tell it now because this is my only issue with Gabbie Hanna. This is the only thing I've ever said to people. I've said it to people about her when they bring her up, and I said, this is why I don't trust Gabbie Hanna. That's it.
This whole situation is really complicated and personal, as Trisha claims that Jason and Gabbie were never friends and that Jason had never even replied to Gabbie's texts. But Gabbie claims that Jason and her were good friends since they were part of the Vlog Squad, and that Trisha had already blocked her number, so Gabbie couldn't text her about those rumors first.
I wasn't close with her. I was close with him, and I heard that she had an incurable STD. He told me he slept with her. I literally said, hey, this person I've heard has this incurable STD, and if you're going to continue sleeping with her, ask her about it.
The general consensus is that Gabbie should have minded her own business, but again,
Yeah, she probably should have. For someone who hates gossiping, she sure gossips a lot.
and none of the sources are reputable, and I feel weird talking about such personal drama as if it's tea, especially since we'll never know the full story. But unfortunately, this isn't even the worst controversy yet, because this is where we get into...
Also, I think Trisha was probably a little... I've said this before, but Trisha was toxic for Jason as well. I feel like she was just jealous of any girl that Jason was close with. So she had him block him. That whole relationship was bad. We don't need to go over that.
To the situation with Jessi Smiles. As a disclaimer, I will be talking about sexual assault in this portion of the video, and as such, I won't be making...
Okay, this is the big one that I heard about, and we gotta investigate.
Any jokes here. And if you want to skip forward to when I'm done talking about this situation, I'll put a timestamp right here. Basically, after Trisha's video came out about Gabbie, former Viner and current YouTuber Jessi Smiles subtweeted Gabbie with this tweet.
You're a shitty person, the world will find out. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, but it's only a matter of time.
Gabbie with this tweet. And because of this tweet, issues between Gabbie and Jessi became very, very public. See, back when Vine was still a thing, Jessi and Gabbie were actually really good friends, but had a falling out in 2017, notably after an article came out
Allegedly R-wording Vine star GF
about Viner Curtis Lepore having raped Jessi.
We're gonna look into that real quick. Vine star Curtis Lepore takes plea deal in our case is a major dick about it. Okay. Pro tip, don't call someone a dumb bitch on Twitter when discussing your own R charges. Yeah. Is this like an opinion piece? No. It's a little sassy, that's why. If you're ever wondering how to behave on the off chance you're accused of R one day, do not follow Vine celeb Curtis Lepore. They started dating, they weren't shy about broadcasting a relationship. When they broke up last August in Los Angeles, shortly after Ms. Vasquez got a concussion and Mr. Lepore visited. Oh god. We don't know what actually happened between Mr. Lepore and Ms. Vasquez that night. Maybe the accusations are legit, maybe not. What we do know is that he took a plea deal on February 21st, pleading guilty to felony assault and effectively ridding himself of the R charge. Here's what the accuser had to say. Curtis pled guilty to a felony assault. Today in court, it is no longer going to trial. I'm okay with this and thankful for it to be over. Here's his version after a 2-tweet build-up announcing he had some good news to share. The R charge against me has been dismissed. Thank you. Ever since he's been taken to Twitter to continue acting piggish about the whole thing, and legions of young girls are supporting him. That's another issue. Oh. So here are some examples of what... Okay. America, do we need to talk about our boys and tell them even if a girl lies to you, prefers her career over you, and dumps you, you should get the right to assault her? Ever seen a girl lie and manipulate a man to get her way? I dated one girl, which she told me she was going to be 21 when she was only 19. Weird, huh? Always talked about being rich and famous too, and broke up with me to focus on her career after first production offer for $400K. Too bad that fell through. Anyways, I can't get to the good part of my story until late for February 2015, so you have to wait. Oh, this is all from 2014. Wait, when was... Oh, this is all 2014. Why was I thinking this was recently? Huh.
After these allegations, which were true by the way, Gabbie continued to support Curtis and his...
I'm so honored every time someone tags me with like Curtis Lepore or King Batch, because clearly they deluded into thinking I'm not on their level. Other tweets have been deleted. Well, thanks, man.
friends, obviously seriously hurting Jessi. So after Jessi's subtweet, a fan of Jessi's called out Gabbie Hanna.
I think a lot of people forget or don't know that Gabbie Hanna chose a R word, a R who admitted and signed a confession into the cops over her then best friend who was the victim, and she didn't just do it privately but publicly. That's always bothered me. Shit.
On her supporting Jessi's rapist. Gabbie then privately messaged this fan and manipulated her into siding with her by gaslighting and...
Yeah, she's so friendly to me, pretends to be sorry and smiles in my face, then she does shit like this when I'm in trouble. She knows she's a liar is the thing. She called me so many times saying she's been on meds and is better now, was sorry for everything, then blocks me out of nowhere and starts all over. Again, going back to someone who doesn't like drama, she's out there causing drama for herself. Yeah, girl, that's why I don't give it any attention. You know who makes up shit like that? People who are desperate for attention. She has a shirt that says desperate for attention. And no need, manipulate people. I literally want to throw up. Oh my god, I feel so guilty. And no need, manipulative people are usually good at being manipulative, and you're not alone in that. Lots of people run with fake news.
At times telling blatant lies, in the process revealing private information about Jessi. As a result, this fan decided to reach out to Jessi, sending screenshots of her conversation with Gabbie to her, and as such, Jessi uploaded a video on November 16th, 2019, calling out Gabbie's problematic behavior in this regard. In this video, she even goes so far as to say that Gabbie had tried to defend herself for hanging out with Curtis's friends and Curtis because Curtis's friends didn't rape her.
Number one, you lied. He didn't call you. You hung out with Curtis's friends. Curtis was there. This is what you told me. He pulled you to the side and he told you that. He told you, I'm so sorry I was mean to you. I can't believe what Jessi did to you. Trying to get on your side. That part's true. But it happened in person. And the reason why I remember it happened in person is because you told me. I'm getting like really worked up and really fucking annoyed. I'm sorry. Gabbie told me when I communicated to her. This was after we had stopped being friends. But even though we had stopped being friends, one of the things that I believe you never do, even if you hate someone now, is hang out with their rapist and his friends. So I was hurt and I told Gabbie, this is fucked up. Like, I'm really hurt. And she defended herself when all of this happened and she said, I was hanging out with his friends. I wasn't hanging out with him. He just so happened to be there and he pulled me to the side. I didn't intend to talk to him, whatever. And I communicated with her and told her how much that hurt me. And that was the point where she told me something like I will literally never fucking forget, because I cannot believe like till this day that she would say something like this. She said, Jessi, Curtis's friends didn't rape you. What the fuck do I say to that?
What the?
Honestly, it's all really just disgusting.
Jesus. Oh god. Oh. So charges were filed in January 2014. Lepore, who pleaded not guilty to the charge, was released on a $100,000 bail. In February 2014, Lepore took a plea deal. In the case, the R charges were dropped and he pleaded guilty to felony assault. In February 2015, Lepore's Felony assault charges were reduced to a misdemeanor, and in December 2019, Lepore released a statement talking about the case. What did he say? La 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 la. To all. But I'm confused. Why was she like friends with that guy? Like, was she trying to get clout from him? I'm genuinely like, were they just like good friends before? Like, what's happening?
Hey guys, it's Alx James. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you are all doing amazing. If you are brand new here, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and it will notify you every time I upload a new YouTube video. If you are a returning subscriber, how you doing? And Happy New Year! So the reason why I am making this video, Curtis decided to, after almost 6 years later, publicly make a statement. And in that statement that he decided to release, he not only lied about what he had done, he tried to defraud the entire situation. So what this video is going to be about is the timeline of when I met Curtis, things that happened in between, and when I never spoke to him again. So I met Curtis for the first time.
He even made, so this came out January.
Hey guys, it's Alx James. Welcome back to my YouTube.
Damn. Okay. Well, let's just stick to this video.
Just disgusting. Apart from this, 4 days later, on November 20th, Gabbie was also called out by another former Viner turned YouTuber, because aren't they all, by the name of Alx James. Yeah, I don't know who...
Oh, was that the guy we were just watching? Yeah. Funny.
He is either. The sheer amount of YouTubers on this platform honestly shocks me. Subscribe, by the way. Anyway, in this video, Alx goes on to explain that Gabbie on a podcast had called him a bad person, and this had hurt him because he had been a longtime supporter of Gabbie and her friend. He goes on to say that Gabbie had never been a good friend to him, and that for a storytime video, she had gone way too far in a prank, claiming to be a hacker. Gabbie eventually responds to these claims in a later video, but I'll get into that near the end because that happened recently. But honestly, like, whatever. The drama here is dumb, especially following something as serious as the situation with Jessi Smiles. But he was able to milk a few videos out of this, so good for him. Sorry, I'm all bitter now. Bitter now.
Girl, bye.
A fan of Jessi.
I'm just confused why she would continue supporting him. Like, unless they were like good friends, or if she was like trying to get clout off of him. Like, that's not a good reason, but I want to know, like, what was she like? What was she thinking? Also, fuck this guy. He seems like a piece of shit. Dude, she's literally making... What is going on? So she was ghost for like 5 months. No. So ever since the start of the year, it seems like she was like not doing anything. And then she just kind of... Bro, what is happening on this shit? Jason would be following him. They were probably just good friends, like, before everything went down. Even still, though, like... Gabbie, what are you doing?
Let's move on to something a little bit more goofy. Gabbie's poetry book. Sorry, not goofy. Serious. Very, very serious. So Gabbie's poetry book, and I'm using the term poetry very, very lightly because trust me, she is too, came out way back in 2017 with the equally poetic title of Adultolescence. Wouldn't have adolescence made more, whatever. It's genius is what it is. But no one really cared about her poetry book until January of this year, 2020, when a bunch of YouTubers started reviewing her poetry book, which is honestly, you know, just a book of incoherent, unfinished thoughts.
Okay. We're gonna go in order. Advice 4. For 25 years, I told myself I couldn't do a single push-up, and now I can do 4 push-ups, so don't doubt yourself. Believe in yourself, you can do anything. What is this grammar, dude? Advice 5. Beware of Beware of the power of persuasion. One time, I convinced an entire table of people that a piece of chocolate pie tasted like mac and cheese. Like, they all agreed it was nuts. Anyway, don't believe anything you hear. Be your own person. Think for yourself. Advice 10. When I was little, I was the only person who couldn't do a cartwheel because I was too scared. So I tried, and guess what? I still can't do a cartwheel. But I gave it my best shot, and that's okay to fail. It's okay to fail as long as you try. Advice 14. When I was a kid, my biggest fear was getting lost in space, and it turns out maybe I shouldn't have been so stressed about it because I don't have a spaceship, so don't make problems where there aren't any. What?
Unfinished thoughts. That is what you would expect from a poetry book, though, right? And when I say that there are a lot of videos of YouTubers reviewing her books, I mean there are a fuck ton of these videos. And the reason it's resurfaced is still unclear to me, but boy am I grateful. Otherwise, we would have missed out on this honestly genius poetry. Hamlet's soliloquy. Honestly, they're comparable. I mean, Shakespeare would...
What did it say? If you eat an entire pizza by yourself in the woods and no one's around to see it, do the calories count? Oh my god.
Honestly, they're comparable. I mean, Shakespeare would be livid with envy right now, I'm telling you. Then the same thing happened as when the monster meme blew up, where Gabbie could not take the criticism in the slightest, coming out with a video to explain her poetry and act as if poems like Lincoln Bio were deeper than they actually were.
There might be a silly poem about sleeping and dreaming, but it's really about...
Oh, is she really crying? Oh,
laying in bed and wishing that you were dead, if you read between the lines. Or there might be a little one about a baby bird falling out of the nest, which is just a very simple, childish rhyme. But that was my way of expressing that death is sometimes... It sometimes feels like it's the only way to be free. There's a poem that I've seen shared around called Link. The title of the poem is Link. The poem is in bio. So when you read the title and the poem together, it is Link in bio.
Though I'll admit that one did make me tear up a little bit. But listen, here's my thing about literature. Just because you say it's deep doesn't mean it is. Like, she went so far as to compare herself to Bo Burnham and his genius poetry book Egghead.
I'm also very heavily inspired by Bo Burnham. That's just
never read that.
how I wanted my book to read, was just a bunch of silliness. I want you to laugh. I want you not to take it too seriously, but then I do want to express my heart. And I do think that's what I accomplished with Adult to Lessons.
And honestly, that just like offended me so much. Bo is the reason I got into comedy in the first place, and my college essay, the essay that literally got me into an Ivy League college, was inspired by one of the poems in Bo Burnham's Egghead. But like, I was inspired.
Sully suffers from a stutter. Simple syllables will clutter, stalling speeches up on breaches like a sunken sailboat rudder. Sully strains to say his phrases, sickened by the sounds he raises. Strings of thoughts comes out in knots. He solves his sentences like mazes. At night he writes his thoughts instead and sighs as they steadily rush from his head.
By one of the poems in Bo Burnham's Egghead. But like, I can't even make a joke about that right now. I'm just so mad. Oh man, this should not be making me as angry as it is. She also tried to defend herself by saying that everybody was cyberbullying her, and even going so far as to make a TikTok where she tried to send a powerful message about cyberbullying.
Like, manipulative is like right there.
Gabbie, you've been on the internet for 7 years. You should know by now that doing anything in earnest is 100% going to make you the target of getting made fun of. And of course, you know, she was made fun of for this TikTok. God, I love the internet. But listen, Gabbie, I have a poem for you too. Your poetry is not good. Thank you, English major right here. Anyway, after that little break, let's get back into the more serious stuff. In May of this year, as Gabbie was promoting her new EP, Jessi Smiles in a Q&A video revealed that Gabbie had never apologized privately for her actions, though she had released a public statement. Bringing the situation back to privately for her actions, though she had
No, I'll just read this on my own time.
Released a public statement. Bringing the situation back to the forefront, this prompted Gabbie to make an apology video about the situations regarding Jessi, Trisha, Alx, and some old tweets. Though it's not much of an apology as it is a defense and a Trisha, Alx, and old tweets. Though it's not much of an apology as it is a defense and a
Oh, this came out August of last year. Oh my god.
I'm not guilty, I swear video.
I am the fucking victim.
The video is coherent and well put together, but I think the fact that she still denies having supported Curtis despite there being evidence that she has done so makes her irredeemable in that situation. I mean, if you can't acknowledge what you've done, how do you expect your audience to believe you're capable of growth? I do think she handled the Alx situation well, showing receipts in which he had pranked her just as bad, if not worse, for a storytime video, and she apologized for all of the comments she had made about him in the past. The Trisha situation was also handled fine, but honestly, I feel like that whole situation should have been handled privately anyway. But despite the fact that she builds a good case for herself, that doesn't mean I'm on her side. You want to know which YouTuber's side I'm on? Netflix's.
Dude, touch my lady bum.
Actually, never mind. Somehow there is one last controversy that I need to get through before ending this video, which is her recent claim that she's been shadow banned on YouTube because her music video didn't show up on trending. If you don't know, shadow banning is when YouTube refuses to recommend your content anymore, and it pretty much pushes your channel into oblivion, and it's had very negative effects on some other creators. But not on Gabbie. She does say she has proof, but maybe your music video isn't trending because your music isn't good?
Say what you mean out loud.
The whole thing just oozes privilege, especially since she still gets millions of views on all of her videos, and she still has millions of subscribers. Like, have you seen the shit on the trending page? Honestly, you're better off without them, sis. But on June 22nd, on her
Yeah, trending sucks.
podcast Unfollow Your Dreams, Gabbie goes on to explain that she's lost a third of her income because of the shadow ban, and that her income has been on a steady decline since 2018, back when
Does she still do that? Burnout with Gabbie Hanna? No, it seems like she stopped.
But this podcast is also importantly where Gabbie speaks more on the issues with Kenza Cosmetics, Trisha Paytas, and Jessi Smiles. And I watched all of it. Yes, I do hate myself. And I can say with certainty that Gabbie is very persuasive. When you don't have all the facts in front of you, her logic seems sound, and you do feel bad for her. Though I'll remind you she is a psych major. However, she fails to take any accountability for any of her actions, which is where I think she sees her downfall.
And for them to be tweeting right now, I'm playing the victim. I am the fucking victim. I'm not going to show you the facts and the evidence because I'm 29 fucking years old. And I'm not going to sit down and make a video with screenshots exposing my bullies. These are bullies. These are high school fucking bullies.
And her gorgeous like-dislike ratio. Time and again, Gabbie will victimize herself. And though she has been unfairly targeted at times, she fails to recognize the distinction between hate and criticism, even going so far as to take down commentary videos for hate and defamation. And it's this failure to recognize her own wrongdoings, focusing on only ways that she's been wronged, that has made her such a spectacle and frankly a joke on the internet, specifically TikTok.
Hey, what's this? A bowl? What letter is this? Any?
These are bullies. These are high school fucking bullies.
I shouldn't
That was a good one.
find this as funny as I do. I think the case with Gabbie Hanna is an interesting one, because until she's able to recognize the things she's done wrong, she'll fail to grow as a person and fail to sway the public perception in the way she so desperately wants to. I haven't mentioned all of the controversies she's been in. Most notably, I left out her old tweets and frankly disturbing jokes, because I don't think it's as intrinsic to her situation as it is with someone like Shane Dawson. And besides, I wanted to keep this video as short as possible, though I think I've failed on that account.
I like this girl. She's cool. You earned a sub. Come on, Eileen. God, there's like so many videos. Okay, just... I'll probably end it soon. But let's just see what she has to say. So that came out like on the 29th. Wait, what was I looking at? Oh. The fight I tried to hide from you. For almost 2 years, Trisha has been dedicated to telling the world we never met and we were never friends, and she never even watched any of my videos. She's successfully convinced millions that I'm a delusional, dangerous, obsessed stalker who imagined a years-long friendship with her. I removed this portion of the podcast because I had no desire to embarrass her. I just wanted to talk in person so that maybe she would leave me alone. She told millions of fans I edited the podcast in favor to make her look bad. Oh, this was around the time Frenemies ended, I think. Notice how both Ethan and Gabbie said that Trisha can say as much as she wants about them, but as soon as they try to defend themselves, they become bad guys. Trisha acts like a victim.
But like the accusing me of like harassing you and stalking you, which
you did. I have those texts where I'm just like, stop texting me, like just stop texting me.
Like,
and I said it multiple times.
I didn't think that was super fair either, because like when we were texting, we were both texting at the same time. So like,
and I'm like, can we just end this? Stop it,
but like you were able to say whatever you wanted, and then when I responded, the response was like, you're harassing me. And it's like, so you can make this accusation. But if I respond, then I'm harassing you.
You are very a paranoid person, and I have the perfect example. When you asked me for my address to send a book, and maybe you sent a book, maybe you didn't. I don't remember. I made a video that had nothing to do with you. It was about another one of my YouTube friends, and you're like, wow, I can't believe you made a video saying I need clout from you. I had more followers. It's like all that stuff.
I'd love to talk about that.
Okay.
Because you and I talked about poetry, like when we were really family, and we were talking about like my breakup or whatever. And then we talked about poetry, and you sent me some of yours, I sent you some of mine.
You write poetry, bitch? Well, only extremely depressing suicidal poems. Girl, that's 90% of my book. What?
And I was like, when I was sending out PR, I asked you for your address to send you the book, and you didn't answer.
I feel so like invasive when I read these like texts or DMs. It's like, it's not meant for me. But also at the same time, I love it. I'm kidding.
Which was fine. And then the next day or the day after, you put out a video being like, yeah, like YouTubers asking me for my address, like, sorry, I'm not going to promote your shitty book.
Joey sent me this awesome package. I don't, like, when people ask me for my address, like, I never give people my address. Well, obviously he knows mine because obviously he's been here, but like other YouTubers, if I'm not close with or I'm not your friend, like I'm not about to like give you just, what's your address? I can send you a fucking book so you can promote me. No. Grace Helbig, Mamrie Hart, Joey Graceffa. It's not about you. But then my Gabbie,
wait,
it's so paranoid. No, but you think things are about you.
But my text, the text that I sent you was like, hey, like I just want you to know, I don't know if I have the text. Like listen, girl.
Show all these receipts. I haven't seen one yet.
I didn't know, like I don't know if you're talking about me, but like I just want you to know, like I didn't want you to text me or.
Oh wow, dude, there's a whole thing. I'm just like scratching the surface with this, dude. There's so much going on. God, I miss Jenna Marbles. This is insufferable.
No restrictions. In doing that, I was able to fully process trauma, relaxing, and finally enjoying the life that I fucking worked my ass off for. Yeah, it's been really fucking good. I've been off social media.
So that was that, and then she dropped this.
This is the first time I'm vlogging with my new glasses. Why do I do this to myself? I look so cute all day. That's a lie. But like, why don't I ever film? I don't care. I am gonna try to make it look a little better though. Wow, I can't believe this is what my solution was to feel better. I've also been wearing this shirt for like 3 days. I will probably wear it today as well. What the fuck? Meghan Markle. Okay, so I just got back from the dentist and my teeth are so, like, it's hard to talk about because like nobody's ever like experienced it. The internet's honestly like really bad for me because like it reinforces like the negative self-talk that I've like always had. People really
Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna leave it off there. God, there's so much going on. And all the videos are like an hour to an hour and a half. There's so much time. Okay, we'll leave it off there. Thanks for watching.